Thank you, Richard. Appreciate the welcome as well as the opportunity to be here today. The story today, though, is not about me. Really, this is about another industry practice that AIG is focusing on, and I know is all near and dear to your hearts here. It's actually been a very exciting week or 10 days, at least from an insurance perspective, which may not always be the most exciting perspective in the room, but we think it's kind of cool. During the last week, there's been quite a dialogue on a number of risk and risk management topics. Last week, actually, the CEO Forum sponsored an event around some of the emerging or newer risks. Cyber risks was one of these key themes. And then this week, there's been a resiliency conference focusing on something we all have heard quite a bit about, but at a much deeper level. In this case, earthquake and the potential impact of a 7.2 magnitude earthquake here in the Metro Manila area, the big one, which, as we hear from Phil Vox, is not a question of if, but a question of when. So, for us, these dialogues are something which we want to participate in and as much as possible sponsor as well. Not because we're paid to think pessimistically, but because part of AIG's positioning here in the Philippines over the last 85 or 86 years has really been about how do we bring these global capabilities in very real and meaningful ways to the businesses and to our interests here in the Philippines. So the discussion on cyber risk has a very particular relevance for us here, given the industries that are growing and really fueling the Philippine economic miracle here in Asia. BPO, IT, telecommunications, data centers, just to name a few. And of course, on the catastrophe side, on the earthquake side, if you have seen the recent maps from the 7.2 magnitude earthquake that Phil Vox just released, I think it was on Monday or over the weekend, those are quite interesting to see. I was particularly interested to see that my school, my home, I think both sit on the West Valley Fault, and I actually see that for the first time in black and white on these maps. But this is something that may be very interesting, both from a curiosity perspective, but certainly from a business perspective, and that's what this and other forums are all about. So what does this have to do with hospitality and leisure? Well, this is really one of the third industry verticals that AIG is focusing on, and we're very excited to have an AIG expert come in and share some of his thoughts, experiences, as well as observations with the crowd here in the Philippines. So again, in terms of the theme of taking our global experience or our involvement in other markets around the world, and bringing these here to the Philippines to connect with you in terms of what's important to you. What do we think you need to hear about, or what do you need to be aware of in terms of risks as well as business opportunities? And for us, it's really been about connecting better with your needs. We understand better your businesses and your business needs, as well as some of the key aspects in terms of protecting your balance sheets. If you, God forbid, experience some of these events, as I mentioned before, then how can we better partner with you and support you for the long term? So Lance has a fairly unique background. He comes from a hospitality and leisure, particularly casinos and hotel operators background. He was part of the management teams for Harrah's as well as Caesars in Las Vegas. So not necessarily your typical insurance profile. And then on top of that, he has quite a pedigree in terms of his risk management and engineering background. With 2 master's degrees, as well as a very rich background in risk management, consulting, as well as engineering. And most importantly, he's probably the most handsome guy in the room here as well. I'll defer here to my handsome colleague here, Lance Ewing. Thanks for joining us today, Lance.
I'm going to go for this. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it's kind of like church. Good morning. Come on. I'm in the entertainment business. Work with me a little bit. Come on, okay? All right, now, I know I'll mess this up, so you'll have to laugh at me a little bit. Magandang umaga. there's all the Filipino you should hear from my words, because your ears will blow up after a period of time. I appreciate the opportunity sincerely. I'm not, as was mentioned, I'm not necessarily an insurance geek person. So insurance, most of you, when you think about the word insurance and somebody says, let's talk about insurance, you go, we don't do that, okay? We're going to make this a little bit of fun. We'll have a little bit of interaction. We'll have a little bit of audience participation. So this won't be your normal CEO forum where you're going, okay? We'll have some excitement with this as well, too. I want to thank the CEO forum and the opportunity. I think you should attend every single one of them and bring someone else the next time that there is a CEO forum, right? Good opportunity for that and to develop this. I think we need to deserve our host a round of applause. He does a great job. When I spoke to him on the phone, he was excited like a new puppy. Oh my gosh, someone's going to come and talk. This is going to be great. So I live in the United States, but I travel all over the world. I was gone traveling last year 200 days. So I spend most of my life in hotel rooms. How many are in the hotel business here? Where's our hospitality folks? Okay. How many are in tourism here? You get an audience feel. How many are here because there was free breakfast? Yeah, put your hand up. Exactly. Okay. What I want to talk to you today about, and we'll spend a little bit of time I am so positive. And I travel all over the world. I'm so positive on the Philippines tourism opportunities that I've mentioned that they are the golden child as far as the country. You folks have the greatest opportunity right now to develop your tourism, your casino business, your entertainment business. You have a great opportunity, a wonderful opportunity. Where are my airline people? Yeah, very nice. Flew over on Philippine Airlines, cleanest airline in the world. I'm afraid to touch anything. It was a fabulous trip. Service was wonderful. I remember them. They actually woke me up and said, "Would you like a meal?" And I said, "No, thank you." They said, "Would you like 2 meals?" I said, "Yes, please." Because I have a body like a god, Buddha. But the idea behind where we're coming from tourism is I really am very, very stoked on where you are as a country, what you're doing. The infrastructure of tourism is a great opportunity here. And I've been to Macau, and I've been to South Korea, and I'll leave here and go to Japan. So I've been to a lot of other places, Europe, the United States. I used to live in Las Vegas. You talk about a risk, right? From risk of living in Las Vegas. So I've been around. The Philippines, when everybody says, what country is going to be the top in hospitality and leisure, I always point to the Philippines. You have the greatest opportunity right now. You have some challenges, though. And we're going to talk about some of those challenges. And that's going to be put on you and your government officials in order to make that happen. And we're going to work together on that. But again, insurance is an area. So my background pretty much is in the casino industry. I started out in the insurance company side, went over to risk management, where I handled global risk in South Africa, handled global risk in Europe, and here in Asia. How many have been to Macau? We bought the most expensive golf course in the world. Remember the golf course in Macau? Right? Paid $600 million for it, my company did, because they hoped to get a casino license. They sold it for $160 million. Bad investment for us, okay? Not the smartest people in the world sometimes, but again, there is hope. And that's what we have for the Philippines and tourism. We're going to talk about hope. I'm going to focus on casinos, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about tourism as well, too. So, let's talk about luck. How many think they have good luck? How many think they have good luck? How many think they have bad luck? You put your hand up? You have a boyfriend? You have a boyfriend? You want a boyfriend. That's why you have the bad luck. Okay, I get that. All right. Everybody thinks they have luck of some kind. So let me tell you about what luck happens. And luck is going to be very important as you grow as the tourism industry here in this country. First of all, there's what we call constitutional luck. This is luck that can't be changed. You were born as you are. Okay, you can change who you are, but unfortunately, it's very hard to change your parents, right? Okay, they sort of come along with the deal. Now, things you can change. How many are married? How many are married? Okay, how would you like to change your mother-in-law? You can't put 2 hands up. No, you can't. Okay. The idea is that is luck. And we talk about circumstantial luck. Now, we are in the insurance business at AIG. And a lot of people say, oh, we had bad luck, we had a claim. Oh, our luck was terrible. We were lucky, the hurricane avoided us. So we know about luck. So luck comes on circumstantial luck. This is kind of random. Accidents, those things kind of happen, right? How many drive a car in the Philippines? You have a lot of luck, okay, in driving in the Philippines, you know. I think that the lanes, you know, the white lines, they're kind of a guideline. You don't have to stay in them, you kind of move in between them. This is driving here. Not as bad as Egypt, though. They drive on the sidewalks, because normally you need. And then you have consequential luck. This is because you do certain things. You take certain actions. We call this consequential luck. So if I'm on top of this building, this lovely hotel, and I decide to drop a rock off the top of it, and it falls and it hits the ground and doesn't hurt anybody, it's consequential luck. If it falls and hits my head, okay, or someone drops a rock and it hits me in the head, I might get smarter. But the idea that's consequential luck. That's random. Now, my world for many years was and still is in the gambler side of things. How many have never gambled in their life? Wait, you've never gambled in your life. You've never bet on a fight. You've never bet on a basketball. You've never been to a church bingo. You have never done any of those things. Who's never gambled in their life? Anyone? Oh my gosh, we have honest Filipinos. This is wonderful, you all. I love you all. This is great. Thank you. Thank you for paying my salary over all these years in the casino business. So, gambler's luck, which is usually upon a person's part. Everybody who has gambled has a system, do they not? So if you have, I was watching, where's my compatriot? Where's Scott? There you go, okay. My compatriot and I were in one of the casinos yesterday. We had a little bit of time. He decided he would take his AIG salary and spend it at one of the tables, right? And he was down, right? His luck was down, but then all of a sudden his luck came back up again, right? So everybody's luck kind of is different. So let me prove to you from a luck standpoint. Let me ask, I'm going to ask two people to come up here. Young lady? Come on. There you go. That's the audience part. It's done. Come on. Okay. Over here. I won't bite you yet. Okay, here you go. Okay, good. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right, come over here. All right. And what is your name?
Earl.
Earl. Okay. And who do you work for?
For Aspen.
Aspen? Oh, wonderful. And you are? Ria. And you work for? Okay, you're not getting okay. So we have Philippine Airlines. Do you think you are a lucky person? You do. Okay. All right. You think you're a pretty lucky person. Do you think you are a lucky person?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Notice the man, right? The man always says, well, maybe for luck. Okay. As children growing up, did you do rock, paper, scissors? You know how to do that or not? Yes, yeah. Okay, you know how to do that? Okay, we're going to watch luck here. Okay? Go ahead and do it. Rock, paper, scissors. Wait. Paper cuts rock, right? Or scissors cut paper. Sorry. I was a kid for a very short time. Okay? So, who is the winner? Right? Okay. Pick. Which hand? Here. $50 is yours. Okay? Is that good luck? Wait, no, you're not done. Here is how luck works. You get 2 batteries. 2 batteries. Okay? Okay? That's what you get. Okay? So that's how luck works. Yes, that's yours, and that's yours. There you go. Okay. Now go back to your seat. Okay? It's really yours. It's really your luck. Okay? Hang on to the 2 batteries. Right? So, luck, right? Did we just witness luck? Right? Okay? Who was the lucky one? Earl was the lucky one. We think. This is the problem with luck. You have to be patient with luck. The Philippines has to be patient with their tourism. Philippines has to be waiting a little bit longer. You want it now? Don't we all want it now? But you can't get it now. You have to be patient. Just like her luck may change, and his luck was almost instantaneous. The insurance industry is like that as well sometimes too. And I'm going to show you some examples of why AIG is the global leader in casinos. This is a shameless commercial right now, okay? It'll take you less than a minute to pay attention to me. You should buy all of your insurance from AIG. Thank you. AIG provides coverage for almost every major hotel group. Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, Starwood, Wyndham, Almost every major hotel group in North America as well as Europe. Motel 6, Novotel, all of those as well too. We provide all the, the Sheratons, all of those are covered. We also every major casino company, Wynn, MGM, Caesars, Las Vegas Sands. We provide coverage for most of them, Genting, etc. Anybody want to guess who the largest casino revenue company was last year? Anybody? Not Wynn. No, Wynn was like number 5, 6. Sands. Who said Sands? Very good. Sands. How much did they make last year? $14 billion was their revenue last year. 14 billion US. The next closest one was SJM, 10 billion. Okay? The casino industry, we write a lot of that. We provide over 50% of the resorts. Disney, Disney resorts. We write a lot of Disney from AIG standpoint. We're a leader in construction, in hospitality and leisure, and D&O, directors and officers insurance. We're the leader in cyber. Every one of those hotel companies, as well as casino companies, buy their insurance from us, from AIG, from a cyber standpoint. Also terrorism. We're one of the leading terrorism insurance companies in Asia as well, too. In addition to that, we write over $700 million annually in North America for gross written premium. We have a dedicated team, which I get to lead. Actually, I don't get to lead it. They tell me what to do, right, for the most part. It's kind of like being at home, right, for the most part. Risk control and safety, environmental health and safety. We'll talk about those as well, too. Claims. You do not buy an insurance policy. You buy a claims policy. No one comes up and says, hey, pay my insurance. They say, hey, pay my claims. So you buy a claims policy when you buy insurance. And we are one of the leading known insurance carriers globally. Okay, done with my shameless plug. Let's do some quick facts and talk about each of you and your opportunities here in the Philippines. Quick facts, this came from Euromonitor. 4.8 million international tourists with a projected growth of 7.6 million tourists. If you look at Wednesday's, I think this was Wednesday's paper, which thank you very much, Philippine Airlines, you provided for me on the airline. Thank you very much, absolutely. I didn't steal it, they gave it to me. Okay, all right. The opening on one of the pages here is top Japanese travel firm sets up a Philippines office here. The largest Japanese travel agency, they are in 100 countries. In 100 countries, they picked the Philippines to open their newest office. You should be congratulated. Give yourselves a round of applause. The Japanese have identified you as a country in which tourism they believe is going to grow. That's a great thing. That's a wonderful thing. That's an awesome thing. So therefore, if you look at just casino revenues, the Philippines is 2.5 billion, Singapore was 6 billion, Las Vegas was 11 billion, and 44 billion from Macau. Okay? When you look at, that's just the casino opportunities. You are building casinos here, are you not? You have some lovely ones. Okay? You had one where even some short guy, Robert De Niro, came. I thought I saw him somewhere in the audience here, Mr. De Niro. But I mean, you're building those. You have opportunities, and you look at that and you say, Lance, 44 billion versus 2.5 billion. That's a huge gap. You are not going to be Macau. The Philippines will not be Macau, and that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect, because you are going to grow this business the way Filipinos need to grow the business. And that's the best thing you can do. You are homegrown. If you look at Paccord, they say the total casino revenue will be $7 billion by 2020. You look at JP Morgan, by 2018, you're going to be at $4.5 billion. These are projections and pro formas that they have worked on. If you look at marquee research, Manila only gambling is going to be $4.8 billion, and Credit Suisse says you're going to be at $6 billion. All very positive, right, for your casino. And what comes from the casinos? Entertainment comes, restaurants come, tourists come, opportunities come, junkets come, opportunities to go to the resorts, to the other islands, right? All of those have great opportunities for you. So, here's what I think the Philippine casino and entertainment business is like for you. I think it's just like this guy. Okay. Has Manny lost once or twice? Has Manny been knocked down? Has Manny come back up? Does Manny take a hit and keeps on fighting? That's what the Philippines tourism does. Every single time you do something, if Philippines Air does something, if your resort does something, if the amusement parks do something, you sometimes are up at the top, and is he not the champ? Forget Mayweather, he's a moron, all right? Just saying, look, anyway, we insure MGM, right? I mean, we insure where the fight actually took place there. It was money, right? But this is what the Philippines tourism is like. We're champions. We may be small, Pacquiao small, right? Okay, I mean, he's not the tallest guy in the world, right? But and he can take a punch, and he's in the ring fighting. And just like when you look at these numbers, you may be small, but you still are champions. You still are going to be absolutely excellent. So let's talk about some trends, not just in gaming, but also in hotels that we're seeing from a risk standpoint. We spend our life in AIG evaluating risks. What are the risks that are facing you, right? So the risks that are facing us in the casino and entertainment business. We have singers. We have alcohol. Anybody been to a casino and didn't get alcohol? Another bunch of honest Filipinos. Good, okay. Apparently we like the alcohol, right? You have swimming pools. All of these have potential risks. You have a lot of cash in those casinos as well too. And we're going to talk about some of these risks that we currently see. So the risks that AIG, as well as you as casino and resort operators, are construction. So when you build a new casino, or when you build a new hotel, or when you expand your airport, or when you do those type of things, you are adding value. Now everybody's upset because you're doing construction, right? No one likes construction. It took me I went from here to the back of the wall in 2 hours from the airport. Okay? I mean, because the construction's going on there, right? So again, the construction is something that we at AIG look at and say, where are the potential risks? Where are the potential things that could go wrong while we're building this? And then even after building it, there's construction defect. Something goes wrong. In Las Vegas, how many have been to Las Vegas? Okay. You know the tower, the Stratosphere? The biggest, tallest building, they call it the Needle sometimes, the biggest, tallest building. If you look at that, it goes up and kind of goes like this. Okay? And then it goes up like this. That's a construction defect. We didn't write that. Some other poor insurance company did, right? Wasn't us. We were too smart for that, okay? But there was a construction defect. You also have owner-contractor insurance programs. Those are things that where the owner has the responsibility. Construction is a big risk in the hospitality industry, but it's also a positive opportunity. We were last night with someone from one of the casinos and resorts, and their comment was, if I build all these hotel rooms, I've got to put what we call in the industry heads in beds. I've got to put the heads in the beds. Or am I better off putting another craps table in or another blackjack table? So that's the kind of tourism that you folks are looking at. How about if you look at this kind of risk? You've been to Las Vegas. This is Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. It's inside the Flamingo Hotel. Okay? Anybody been there? Anybody been inside there? What's in there? Margaritas. Thank you very much, Captain Obvious. I got that. Yes, it's Margaritaville. Obviously not a Filipino. Go ahead. Okay.
It's all Buffett. It's all island.
It's all Jimmy Buffett. It's all island theme, etc. Do you remember what's in there? So it's a 3-story building. There's a 2-story volcano inside of there. When the song comes on, Wasting Away in Margaritaville comes on, the volcano shakes, it erupts. A scantily clad young lady pops out of the volcano and slides down into a jar of margarita mix. Remember this? You do remember this. You apparently weren't inebriated enough not to remember that, so that's not a good sign, okay? This is Vegas, right? Who owns that risk? Does Margaritaville own that risk? Or does Caesars Entertainment, who owns the Flamingo Hotel, own that risk? Who owns the risk? That's one of the things you have to start asking yourself as you begin to grow your tourism, as you begin to grow your business, as you put new jetliners on, as you build new amusement parks, as you build, new real estate. Who's responsible for the risk? And do you want to take that risk? And the answer may very well be, remember our luck, your answer may be absolutely, I want to take that risk on. Or it may be, I want to transfer that risk to someone else. And in this case here, Jimmy Buffett transfers that risk to Caesars Entertainment, the owner of the building. So again, those are some of the things we look at. How about fine dining? I will tell you, when I come to the Philippines, I never have a bad meal, ever. You have some of the best, well-hidden restaurants in the world. And I travel a lot of places. You have some. If you want Mexican, great Mexican restaurants, right? If you want sushi, can't find it better. Although I'm leaving for Japan tomorrow, so or on Sundays, we'll make a decision there. You have fine restaurants. What you're seeing now are celebrity chefs. You're seeing these celebrity chefs put into these places because that's an attraction. You in the Philippines will do the same thing eventually too. You have celebrity chefs. See all the chefs in the back? Raise your hand, guys. Raise your hand, guys in the back. You have white hats. There you go. You may be working for one of these guys at some point in time. So celebrity chefs. They're all celebrity chefs, or wannabe celebrity chefs, right? The idea here is how are you drawing people to the Philippines? Okay? How about terrorism? Do we have the potential for terrorism here? And some of the things I'm going to talk to you about this morning may not make you feel comfortable, it makes you feel aware. And we at AIG continually want to help you to identify risks. That's one of the things that we do. So, terrorist acts. The Jakarta situation at Marriott Hotel that happened many, many years ago when there was an explosion there. The Boston Marathon explosion, the bombing that occurred. We have potential terrorist acts everywhere. The Philippines is not immune. You are not immune. So when you are working with your resorts and casinos and hotels, this has to be there. And I don't want to just take it from there. What about crime? And we'll talk about crime a little bit as well. If you are doing business in India, all of your casinos have to float. They have to be in the water. They can't be on land. It used to be like that in Mississippi in the United States. All the casinos had to float. When I was at Caesars Entertainment, I was during Hurricane Katrina. That was our casino barge on the highway after the hurricane. Okay? I got a call at 2 a.m. in the morning from the police in Mississippi. They said, "Mr. Ewing." I said, "Yes." They said, "Your barge, it is trespassing on the highway." I said, "Good, give it a ticket and tow it away." Okay? They eventually commandeered that so that you have risks and exposures if anything you float. We're going to build new riverboat casinos new cruise ships here, small cruise ships. Brilliant, absolutely awesome idea. But where is your risk going to take place? How about your theaters that you currently have here? Do you have a lot of celebrities come into town? A lot of them that perform? What happens in these venues if you're doing pyrotechnics and shooting off fireworks in the middle of them to draw people in, right? What happens when somebody falls off the stage? What happens when that entertainer may or may not show up? We'll talk about that as well, too. How about spas? Anybody not like a spa? Anybody who doesn't like spas? Men, do you like your pedicures? No. The idea is that from a spa standpoint, if you can offer the spa, that experience is really, really good. So I'm staying at Peninsula Hotel, which I love. I love Peninsula Hotel, right? Any hotel that had a tank in it during the Revolution is good, right? I mean, if there's a tank parked in the lobby, I think that's pretty cool. I tell everybody I'm there, and they all want pictures of the tank. I'm like, no, that was years ago, okay? So from a Revolution standpoint, but it's the experience. Did you ever go to a restaurant where the food was okay, and the ambiance and the chairs was okay, but the service was wonderful? Do you know why you have that experience? Because you live in the Philippines. You have the best service people in the world. You absolutely have the best service people in the world. They will do anything for you, okay? So when I checked into the Peninsula, I never saw the front desk. They greeted me at the front door and opened my car up. "Mr. Ewing, very nice to see you," the general manager. She took my information. I never touched my bags. I walked right through security, got upstairs. They took my information in the hotel room like this. There was a fruit basket. There was service. The bag came up almost immediately. It was wonderful. Now, do you think when I leave here, I'll remember that the carpet wasn't that nice? I won't remember that in the hotel room. I'll remember the service that I got. It's the same thing with your spas. And the Philippine people and your Philippine service people are number one. And that's going to what's drawing the Japanese. That's what's drawing the people from China. That's what's drawing the people from other countries because of the service that you are providing. Now, I do have to talk about the gambling side of things, your gambling commission, etc. If you are operating a casino or you are part of the casino industry here, not just here but anywhere, this is basically God, small g, G-O-D, in the casino industry, because they can shut you down in almost any minute. And you need to be aware of working with them, not for them, working with them and not for them. So we can talk about this a little bit longer. And these are all standard risks that you see in the hospitality and leisure side. Anybody ever slipped and fell in a bathtub? Have you ever slipped and fell in a bathtub? Okay. Not a pleasant experience, right? Okay? But people do that in the hotels all the time. Now, in the casinos, I'm always amazed that when somebody slips and falls in the casinos in the United States, they want to sue the casino, lawyer, sue the casino for the exact same amount of money they lost at the slot machine. To the penny, the exact amount that they want to. But slips and falls are major issues. When you open a new casino, when you open a new hotel, many people will slip and fall. Now, I want to speak to the ladies directly who go to Las Vegas. Why do you buy shoes with heels like this that you've never walked on? They're Jimmy Choos, right? I know you paid thousands of dollars for these things, but you go walking around like this and you slip and fall, okay? All right? Not a good idea, all right? Which is why you need a boyfriend. Pay attention, you need a boyfriend who's tall, who holds your arm while you go through there, right? You need some good-looking guy. I'm available. What about music, entertainment? You have some of the best entertainers in the world. You absolutely do. Who come here, who not only come here, but are from here. What happens if one of them does not show up at your entertainment? She's sick. She can't sing. Her pipes can't sing. We had Celine Dion at Caesar's Palace. And when Celine was there, for 2 weeks she couldn't sing. We had to do what? Refund the money back, right? Are you taking that out of your pocket as a company? That's why we provide insurance sometimes for cancellation and things like that as well too. But in addition, who's going to cover that? And it's your brand and your reputation. And we'll talk about that as well too. Many companies are not faced, and I know in the Philippines you do not have as much as we have the violence in the United States, a little bit in Australia, some other places as well. The UK is seeing this. Regrettably, people are coming into casinos, hotels, etc., in what we call active shooter. They just mentally have gone in a different direction than the rest of us, and they come in and they just start shooting people. Sometimes it is related to marital relationships, like if Scott and I both like the same woman. Scott comes in, doesn't like me, he shoots me, okay, and then decides to shoot the woman, which I never understood. Like, if I love you, well, I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying, okay. but if I love you and I'll do, you know, like this, and you're dating him, and I want to get rid of him, why would I just shoot him? Why would I shoot her? That leaves me by myself. That's not a good thing, right? I never understood that mentality. But we have these situations in hotels. Those of you that are in real estate, your shopping centers, your malls, condo units, we're seeing a lot of this. Are you providing training for your staff? Are you providing any type of, and I know that the airlines does. You have all that, you have to deal with that. But many of the hotels, the casinos, hospitality, this is a risk that you've got to be aware of, okay? So those are standard risks. Now, many times, here's your infrastructure issue. That same newspaper article I talked about before, the PIDS, your Filipino, what is it, Independent Development, whatever, I apologize. They think your biggest problem is infrastructure. Remember I told you in the Philippines you have challenges? This is your number one challenge. Your infrastructure is holding you, well, I wouldn't use that term. Someone used a professional term that I won't repeat, but okay. Anyway, that's actually a good term. Anyway, so it doesn't. There's effort. Your government has provided you with 13 new projects all over $1 billion US. It's just getting them off the ground. If we could get the construction companies to stop banging heads, we could get the politicians to work themselves positively more. And please understand, it's not just the Philippines. I live in the United States. You want to talk about politics, right? I mean, you know, getting anything done takes an act of Congress there. But I understand the challenges. But when corporations and when tourism wants to come to the Philippines, they're going to look at your infrastructure. How can I get from the airport to the hotel? The airport's there. How can I get the light rail transit? How can I get transportation? What's the traffic like? How can I get a taxi? Transportation is your major issue. And those are old standard risks. Now let me give some new risks. Counterfeit chips. We're seeing in Asia only, we're seeing counterfeit chips. So I come into the casino and I've got counterfeit chips, fake chips. And I take, let's say they're $100 chips, okay, and I've got 10 of them. And so I sit down and I throw my money down, I throw the cash down. They give me good chips. I mix them in with my bad chips, keeping them over here. And when I go to cash out, I put them back into the circulation. I leave with clean chips and leave you as the casino with the bad chips, the counterfeit chips. We're seeing this mostly in the new development in South Korea, in those casinos there, South Vietnam, and Macau. We're seeing a bunch of that there. Haven't seen any in the Philippines yet, in some of the casinos, but this is a risk that you want to pay attention to. How about online gaming? Does anybody online game? Anybody online game? Okay. Are you up or down? You're up. You up or down? Up. Okay, you're the only two people in all the Philippines who've won money on online gaming. Okay, no, I mean, it's an opportunity. I mean, there are opportunities to play online. In the United States, your competition, it's not a big issue. You're really not seeing that as an issue. In Asia, the online gaming is going to grow. We're seeing a growth opportunity there. I see from a technology standpoint, a cyber opportunity. You're going to see this type of growth. So sitting down, and how many are under the age of 30? Can I see your hands? Under the age of 30. Yeah, put your hand up, Jam. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. Put your hand up. How many are they under the age of 40? Under the age of 40? A few more hands, right? Okay. Going to a casino, unless there's a show or a really hot-looking guy, you're not going to go there, right? For the most part, you're used to technology. You are used to everything being on here. And that's where that technology is changing. So that demographic changes. Here's some new trends we're seeing. Left side, shower heads. 3 people at Marriott Hotel in Chicago, Illinois died from a disease called Legionella. They died from Legionella from the shower heads. They also died, there's Legionella is coming back. What Legionella is, most of you stayed in hotel rooms. Okay, when you check into a hotel room, I know we're trying to conserve water and be a green planet and all that kind of thing. The first thing you should do is turn on the water in the tub, turn on the shower, close the door, do what I do, which is hang up my suit because it's free dry cleaning, right? You can hang that up in there from a pressing standpoint, right? Close the door and let it run for at least 2 minutes. Because when was the last time that room was lent out? If it's been a week and that room hasn't been let out, all of the yucky stuff inside the pipes is sitting there. And it's creating mold, it's creating airborne issues. And the way Legionella enters your system isn't through the water, it's through the mist. It's through the air that comes through. Okay? Then what you do is when you're done, you crack the door open, leave it run for another minute, you go back and turn off. It takes about 2 minutes of hot water to get all that out. How many have ever gone into a hotel and gone into the hot tub? You gone into the hot tub? Bad idea. When was the last time that hot tub was used? A long time ago. You need to fill it all the way up and then drain it all the way down. In California, an elderly gentleman got into the hot tub. His wife had prepared for him. He died from Legionella as well, too. Environmental insurance coverage can provide that type of coverage for you. Okay? On the right side is methamphetamine lab inside of a hotel room in the United States. Anybody familiar with methamphetamine? With meth? Anybody familiar with it? Put your hand up. Okay. You buying, you selling? You're going to make some money on the side somewhere, right? Like Breaking Bad is a training film, right? At some point in time. So, meth labs inside your hotel rooms, inside your cruise ships. Inside, you've got to be aware of this because all that is household chemicals. You can bring them in a suitcase and cook them up in your coffee pot inside of your hotel room. And it takes less than 2 days to make $1,200 US in trade value for meth. Okay? This is a trend that we are starting to see. My idea here is to give you ideas on where you're going to see potential risks as well. How about cyber? How many of you have a frequent player card for your casino? You go in and you have a loyalty card that you put into the slot machine. Now, in the United States, we have the loyalty cards. We basically, for people over the age of 80 years old, it brings them to life. Okay? You put the card into the slot machine and they're very happy. If you take the card out, they die. For the most part. I'm just kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. But the fact is all of that data, they know everything that you're going to play. It's big data. It's data mining. They want to know. And what's happening is there's now in the chips, our electronic chips to figure out how much you buy. What's coming to you soon is a computer chip in the playing cards. Inside of the playing cards, so if you're playing blackjack and you get 8s, do you split them or no? You split the 8 sometimes, nice. Okay. The house wants to know if you're going to split them, so they know what those cards are. So you have 2 8s, you're dealt 2 8s, and they know whether you're going to split them or not. Okay. He split them yesterday, and that works out real well, not so much. Okay, again, so they're putting that in there. Data information, Caesars Entertainment, MGM, Wynn Resorts, Las Vegas Sands. They have databases in the millions of players, and they have all the information about how they play, where they shop, what hotel rooms they have. Isn't that information something you might want to know? Hackers are going to want to know that as well, too. And we're now seeing cyber, I guess you guys may have talked about this before, you're seeing cyber ransom. I call up a hotel and I say, I'm hacked into your system. And if you do not pay me $100,000 US, I will shut your computer system down. And what does the hotel say? Yeah, no. They shut the whole thing down. The hacker shuts the whole thing down for 5 minutes, calls them back and says, want to try for $150,000? It's ransom. And a lot of the companies, a lot of them are happening in Europe as well, they're paying the ransom. So you have cyber ransom that's going on right now. Some new risks and trends that I'll put into play, and I'll go through these rather quickly. How are we doing time-wise? I apologize. Are we good? Okay. So we have RFIDs. How many have been to Disney? Have been to Disney, right? Did you see the RFIDs? So these are the little wrist bracelets, right? So if you get a fast pass, you no longer have to wear this. It's around your thing. You go up and click, and you're in the fast pass. It also is going to start to tell you what time the parade is. It will also start to tell you what time your reservation is. It'll tell you what time you have to put your boyfriend down for a nap. Okay? It will be your guide here for everything that you will need in regards to Disney. The hotels are going to do that as well too. You will bypass the front desk completely. You will go to a kiosk. You will put your information in, or your credit card, you'll slide it back out again, and an RFD will drop out. It will open your hotel room by going like this. It will tell you what time your dinner reservation is, what time your conference is. It'll tell you all that information. This is coming to you and coming fast. Wyndham has them, Hilton has them, the rest of them has them. And it gives you access to the VIP lounge. It gives you access to certain other areas, the gymnasium. Now, ladies, you will appreciate this in the hospitality and hotel industry. You've got to make sure that you are safe. Ladies who travel on business, it's the #1 thing is safety. So in Europe, there are ladies-only hotel floors, 2 of them. Ladies-only workout facilities and in gymnasiums. And those RFIDs only get you in there. Okay? So the safety and security, you know how the elevator card is? That RFID is going to read your floor only. Okay? That way no one else can push another button along with you. These are some of the changes in risk we're seeing. Mobile casinos there, personalized centers. This started in Vegas. It didn't go so well. It was when you checked in your hotel room, you could see a webcam for everywhere. You could see a webcam for the gaming floor to see if there was enough room for poker. You wanted to go play poker. What the buffet line looked like. It was very long. What the bar looked like. You know, all those things. Kind of got sideways. A man and a wife checked into the hotel. Husband says, I'm going to get out and get a drink. She says, I'm going to unpack and do the things I need to do. She turns the webcam on, sees the husband with his girlfriend downstairs. That's not a good idea. So not a smart idea, guys. Just letting you know. Security issues are now. We actually, in the casino industry, can take your digital picture and follow you around everywhere where you are within the casino. From the parking garage to the time you park your car in a casino, we can digitally take your picture. We also can hologram you as well, too. We can take a complete hologram of you and see where you are. What else does that help us with? All right? Tracking where you're going. So if you are going into the jewelry store to buy your wife or your girlfriend something, we know you have been in there, right? Those RFIDs, they're tracking mechanisms as well too. So when I send you from a data mining standpoint, I send you an opportunity for a 20% discount in the jewelry store because you've been there 5 times, right? It's a marketing tool, and you're seeing that as well too. Also from a security standpoint, we are seeing a number of old security things in the casinos. So like, you know, how many play craps? Play craps? The dice? my favorite game. Sorry, most of you, it's not as popular in Asia as it is in other places. But actually the dice get changed. They actually put lead inside the dice, and they walk up, and a gentleman in a wheelchair comes up, and he controls the dice. And what happens is usually you have a shooter, and you have two blockers, and you have the guy controlling the dice. And what happens is they divert your attention, the dealer's away, the old dice gets put in the pocket, new dice comes out. The guy in the wheelchair makes the dice roll over, and they win. Okay? Roulette, same thing. The ball, sometimes the ball flies out. Replace the ball with something else, again, electronically controlled. Inside of the slot machines, and this is a constant ongoing issue, they used to have the light meters, where you would stick a light up underneath there, and it messes with the computer system, and it doesn't know how much it's supposed to pay out. So you're seeing a lot of crime. I mean, people are getting really, really smart. You don't have the tap cards here, with your credit cards. You can tap and pay for something. Now they have a device where, because most men put their credit cards here or back here, right? So if I stand next to him in a queue, I can tap in already on his credit card and take up to $100 US out of it. It's a huge ongoing issue. Trends, social media. The issue you're finding in social media is everybody is on their phone, right? And they're saying, I had a bad meal, I had a great experience, I had not a good one. Most of the major casinos right now have somebody who full-time tracks social media. Disney has 4 people who track social media every single day. That's all they do. They come in, it's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They're looking at it from a media standpoint. So let me kind of bring this to conclusion, if you will, to kind of wrap up a couple of things. AIG remains, again, my shameless plug. AIG remains, if you will, an expertise in hospitality and casino. We do great underwriting. We understand this business in hospitality. We understand what goes on in the Philippines. You can't ask for somebody better than who you have here leading our country right now and do a fabulous job in understanding the needs both here in the Philippines from a tourism standpoint as well as you are exporting to bring people in from a tourism standpoint. We've been writing in the hospitality, leisure, or leisure business for over 30 years. We kind of know this space a lot. We've had clients with us who are over 40 years, from ITT Sheraton, etc. Current trends and emerging, I just talked to you about those. We do a lot of thought leadership. We hold webinars on methamphetamines. I'm more than happy to provide to you. Not how to cook it. No, we don't do that. It's not part of our deal. Okay? No, but how to prevent it from going on, etc. We have a white paper on that. We've done webinars on that. Hotel security, we have a white paper on that. I'm more than happy to make that available through AIG. If you're interested in hotel security, you're interested in that active shooter thing that I talked about. The Legionella I mentioned, we've actually done a webinar on that as well. I will provide all that information here so that if you have to get it, you've got to come through AIG. See my marketing point? Okay, so you've got to come in through there. But we do a lot of that. We also have in-house videos. We work with Marriott. We work with MGM, where we actually film risk management inside of those casinos and inside of those hotels, and we make that available to other people as well too. We do in-house training, and we are global, and this is the shameless plug. I mean, we've got 62,000 plus employees all around the globe. We are in 100 countries and various jurisdictions. If you're looking for a reference, not just about AIG, but about anything, I mean, we have clients who have left us, and they still call us and say, hey, remember that seminar you did? Could you help us out? The answer is yes. We're all in this together in the hospitality leisure industry. And we just don't provide insurance policies. We provide things like risk management. We have helped you to evaluate what your risks are. If you are building a cruise ship, if you have an airline that you want to fly into a certain place, if you've got a hotel you want to put up in a certain place, we have those kind of solutions. And that's kind of the thing that we want to do and make available many, many times. So again, I am so high on the insurance industry, or excuse me, on the hospitality industry in the Philippines. It's really, really a good thing. And my final thought here is casino players, they depend on luck. And insurance companies and casinos, we depend on patience. What did I open and say about patience? Your luck can change, and I think the Philippines' luck is about to change if you're just patient a little bit more, keep working very hard. Now, what did we say about luck earlier on? What was your name, Emily? Ria? We thought, who had the best luck? Right? Right? But I'm staying at the Peninsula, And you know like the clock radio that wakes you up in the morning, like on your nightstand? It doesn't seem to work, so I looked at it. I'm kind of a technological engineering guy. I looked at it, and you know what I need? I need 2 batteries. Do you happen to have, does anybody have 2 batteries? Oh, I have $500 for 2 batteries. How's that 50 working for you? A little bit of patience and a little bit of luck, it can go a long way. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. It was great.